The last little bit, I have been sewing a little bit out of control. This is a little bit different. I've had this on my mind for the last little bit, and thought I would share just a little behind the scenes and an update on my quilting journey. If you're new here or returning, welcome. I'm Becky from Patchwork Posse and my online quilt group, Patchworkers Plus. You can check the description for a link to get more information on how you can sew with me all year long. Now, my quilting journey is kind of very similar to probably a lot of quilters out there. We go through stages of hand sewing or stitching. I used to stitch for Shepherd's Bush in Ogden, Utah for years, and then I got involved in quilting. I collected fabric at yard sales. I loved every bit of it. Repurposing, I do love. And I still shop at the store and look at clothing for fabrics. But this last year or so, I have moved, and I moved 2 years ago. And if you know moving, it can disrupt your sewing mojo, and it disrupted me quite a bit. I didn't really realize actually until a few things have changed, and one of those is that I'm actually sewing again. I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying designing. I'm enjoying exploring new blocks, using the AccuQuilt, using the Sew Tights magnetic ruler system, which I love, and just kind of having fun, which for somebody in this industry for a long time, sharing tutorials, videos, patterns, and everything else inside the membership on top of that, I found myself a little bit overwhelmed by everything and slowed down on making things. And I didn't realize how much until the last little bit. I have been sewing a little bit out of control, but it's been a lot of fun. So I've got my pile here, and I thought I would show you what I have been working on. Before that though, let me show you another pile. This pile right here. Now, there is a box under there that's got all these goodies in it, but this pile right here is kind of a mashup. The major part of this pile, though, is quilt tops. And if you're like me and you see this, you don't want to sew another quilt, do you? I mean, let's talk about the reality of this. Now, I know there's a few in here that are finished and they're smaller projects, but those are tops. And I feel like it really discouraged me from sewing more, because I would look in this corner and think, I cannot sew on another thing until I actually finish them. How many times have you thought that? And here's the thing too, is I finish them myself. I have the long arm. So my excuse is I don't have money, or I don't know a long arm, or my long arm removed. That is not my excuse ever. I have the machine, but I just haven't done it yet. And maybe you can relate to that. And so that is my pile of unfinished. And a few of these are in that state as well, but I'm okay with it. Once I got past that pile and thinking I had to finish all of those before I could sew, I have been having a lot of fun sewing. I'm not going to hold these all up. I'm just going to show you real quick. This is the quilt that I'm teaching at on the Alaskan cruise. It is adorable. This is not my pattern. It's the spools and scissors, and it's so colorful and so cute. I'm actually not going to finish this because it's lighter in the suitcase when we take it. So that's the plan. But this top is done and purposely not finished. This is a quilt that Pink Lemonade. And it is a new pattern. Can't remember if it's out or not. I need to look it up. If it is, I'll put a link in the description for you. This one, I already have the batting and the backing picked, so it's ready to go on the long arm, and I will be sewing this up probably next. This quilt is the hourglass block, but I made this using fat quarters, and so they are huge. That's a huge block, but a great way to eat up your fat quarter. There will be a tutorial coming up with that on how you can do this with your fat quarters as well. I cannot show you this quilt, but it is finished, but it does need binding. So the reason I can't show you is this is the mystery quilt that is going inside Patchworkers Plus this fall. And this is it. I'm going to put that down there because I have a tendency to always like give little sneak peeks on accident, and so I don't want any accidents to happen. This quilt initially was going to be in the Patchwork Planner for 2026, but since I finished it, I started something new, and it's on the wall right here. It's not finished, but this is what I'm currently working on. But this is going to be in the Patchwork Planner for 2026. So I've got a link in the description for you to get more information on that. And there's another video as well, walking you through the planner to see what it is. So this quilt is 2 blocks and a cute hourglass border. Super fun to make. So a lot of fun. This one's finished. Finished it. Yay. I'm going to say that all of these that I'm showing right now, there was the pink lemonade, I think I finished in May, but everything else I've done within the last month. I mean, it's a lot. I don't know what's going on. I released myself from guilt of the pile. That's what happened. This one, finished, quilted, bound. I put Christmas kitty cats on the back, which is hilarious. This one's a layer cake pattern coming out, or the full tutorial on how you can make this with a layer cake. Really quick and simple. Love this one. This one is the same fabric as the extra large hourglass. I started to do Delectable Mountains, and then I thought, oh my gosh, I do not need a king size quilt. And so I used the leftovers for another quilt. But this is Delectable Mountain Quilt, and it is quilted and bound and ready to do whatever. And this quilt came out after the 4th of July, so I was a little tardy in putting this out, but I love it still. So it is the stars, the flag, and I've got a link in the description for this pattern as well. So I have been busy, in fact, kind of a little bit too busy. I got a kink in my neck, and I think it's from sewing and long arming, but I will power through a little bit of inconvenient pain just to keep going. So I would love to hear your thoughts on what keeps you from that sewing machine. Mine was that pile in the corner giving me grief, the side eye, guilt, you name it. But once I kind of thought, you know what, I'm going to give myself permission to work on something and finish it. So instead of this top being over in that pile, I'm going to finish it. And then when I have time or the interest or something coming up, I can dig through that pile and I can work through that when I want to and when I feel like it, and not because I feel guilty that it's sitting there. I'd love to hear your thoughts on, you know, what keeps you from sewing? And then what gets you back into sewing? For me, it was exploring new designs on EQ, looking at my pile of fabric maybe and going, I really need to start sewing some of that down, and reminding myself to just explore, have fun, and not worry about everything else. and about what I haven't done and what I haven't used. And that's part of, being inside the community of Patchworkers Plus, helping you work through, sewing what you have, finishing what you start. And if that means ignoring the piles until you get to them, that's fine as well. I love, love what I am doing, what I am sewing on, and what I am sharing with everybody else. So that's it for me. I've got to finish putting together this quilt top and getting it on the long arm, finishing it up so it can be ready to be included in the planner for 2026.